I've got the page up at the moment. There was a suspected bomb in Northern Ireland. Apparently it could have caused carnage, as they say. I've got the main stories on here, and whatever that says, if you can pronounce this, GBAGBO troops hit rival base. And then... What?
Carry on, just carry on.
Sub-shooting victim was devoted. Baller brings, seals national glory. Ball, who has that name? Director Sidney Lumet dies at 86. And Ed Miliband urges hacking probe, which I don't really care about. So let's go into the bomb thing.
Yeah. Carry on.
Police said that £500 bomb left in a van under the main Belfast to Dublin road near Newry may have been destined for a town centre. I think they... Unfortunate is what it says. What? On Friday morning, cones blocking the underpass were removed and hundreds of motorists drove past the vehicle. So, what do you think? What would you think? This is another hypothetical situation. If that bomb exploded, what would you think our reaction would be?
Well, quite a lot of people die. Not like, I'll say about 4 cars would probably go down, but, those cars would flip and take out other cars on the other road and, and...
Just be carnage, like it says.
And it's just, it's probably the IRA. Yeah, it's just probably them,
Yeah, just chilling.
Irish, Ireland back.
There was also the one that I haven't mentioned is there was a man arrested over a baby stabbing. Now, I want serious views from the audience about this. What type of person would stab a 2-month-old baby?
And he's 37, so he's not like...
He's not like a retard.
Well, yeah, I mean...
He could have been, actually.
Was there anything wrong with the baby? I mean, like, I'm not saying you should kill a retard baby. I'm just saying, like, could be, like, a reason because he doesn't want a retard baby or something. Or it's just a 2-month.
Nah, it doesn't say anything about that. It just says they're investigating it, that's it. Well, investigation can last for ages, so that's not really leading anywhere.
Well, I think if he did kill the baby, I think he's just...
No, the baby's in hospital at the moment, it's not...
Oh, I thought he's dead.
No. Baby's in hospital, but it's life-threatening.
Oh, he's probably gonna die. No.
That's nice.
Yeah, we give our condolences to the parents.
Yeah, we give our condolences. There was also a woman burned in Flats gas blast. A gas explosion, she was murdered in it, or accident or something. Substantial damage. 5 people fled the building before the firefighters arrived. A woman with burns was taken to an ambulance and condition is unknown. Wow. Moving on.
Is this all in England? Because this seems pretty depressing.
Yeah, this is all in England. Let's go to whatever that GBO troops hit Quatra Hotel. Witnesses and a UN official told news agencies that the Gulf Hotel in Abidjan, Ivory Coast main city, had come under mortar. Isn't mortar like a kill streak in Black Ops?
No, well, who cares, because Black Ops is shit.
Yeah.
Carry
on. Reports suggested that Saturday's fighting flared around 5 o'clock, general whatever time, GMT, 1700. That's about it. And there was a sub-shooting victim, was, I reckon, Submariner Lieutenant, don't know what CDR stands for, Ian Molyneux, was devoted to family, it's a Royal Navy officer who was shot dead on board a nuclear submarine. Peace be with you, rest in peace. Let's move on to the next section.
Should we talk about Libya?
Oh yeah. I haven't heard about that recently.
Oh well, Libya seems pretty fucked over right now. Basically, rebels aren't doing very well at the moment because, well, NATO, can't be, because basically, Gaddafi has been a dickhead as usual, and he put civilians in the tanks, so NATO can't blow them up. But I think NATO's going on to blow up tanks because there's a news story about a tornado or a RAF tornado blowing up 7 tanks. So, if something like that's going on, putting civilians in the tank, well, technically, aren't they kind of like soldiers? Because if you give them, they're a threat. No matter what, no matter if they have training or, if they're trying to protect Gaddafi and they got a gun or they're in a weapon, they're kind of like a soldier. They don't have training. So, fuck them, blow them up,
And also, on that point, Olivia again, do you know how much a single, Tomahawk missile, Black Ops, Tomahawk missile,
It's just awful.
guess how much one costs?
How much?
About £3 million or dollars.
Yeah.
And do you know how many we launched in 2 weeks?
70.
Yeah, something like that. And that worked out to about 5 billion, something like that. We could be giving that to Africa and stuff. We can be giving that to Japan instead of fighting this war that isn't even part of us.
Yeah, but well, Japan, they seem to be we've already got people in there.
Yeah, they're kind of the third richest country in the world, so I don't know why they need money, but still.
Well, it's still going to cost a lot of money. But the thing is, we've got British people over there.
Yeah.
Other countries probably helping out, and everybody's helping out. And Japan's, they're kind of they're so planned to this. This is what they're all planned for this, and they all know what's going to happen. They know what to do. They do very well in these sort of situations. And I think if you anyway, the Red Cross is getting a lot of money, so we don't really need to spend that much money anymore. Well, yeah, obviously keep helping, but I mean, from the government's point of view, don't really help that much anymore because just fuck up Gaddafi because I don't know. Anyway, and you South Africans, we just had the big red nose saying raise 70 million pounds, and you kind of think
it's like billions.
Anyway, you kind of think, right? After I think Red Nose Day, it's been on for 20 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you say every year they get about 20 million, I don't know. I think it's usually I think that one night they did extremely well.
Yeah, they made about 110 million.
Yeah, but most nights they get about 50 million, and you got to kind of think, right? What the hell?
Yeah.
They seem they always keep saying, "Oh, 5 people die." No, someone dies. A child dies every 10 seconds. What the frickin' hell are you talking about? Right? Give you so much money and you're still complaining. Right? I'm not saying, don't give money. It's just that, how can you still be complaining? Honestly, it should be a child dies every hour. Okay, that makes more sense. But it's so stupid. How could they keep complaining after making up so much money? I mean, if they're going to keep going on about it, why don't we just raise up money for our own things? Because they keep fucking getting more, issues, and it's kind of stupid, really. Because if we're raising up that amount of money, we should just pay off our debts.
Yeah.
And it's just, that's my point of view.
And also about the comic relief thing, they say that in Africa, £5 donation can give you a cataract operation. Do you know how much that costs in England?
How much?
About a couple of £100.
It's just kind of stupid, though.
And they can do it for a £5 for one person.
Yeah, that's stupid. It's kind of a fucking piss take, though, because they keep complaining, and it's just I'm not saying I don't give. I give. It's just that It's not as if they did nothing. It's like nothing helps. What's the point then?
Yeah.
You know, it's going on for like several years now, and you know, what's the point? You know, nothing's going on, so we just might as well fucking help ourselves.
Yeah. I think that's.
I just want to know, right? Does any other country, you know, help Africa, or is it just England? I mean, I just want to. I mean, I'm not saying, you know, screw you, but I just I'm more interested. Like, does anyone else, you know, raise up so much money just to help Africans, and not just Africans, but other countries?
I'm not sure. I'll search it up, but
Yeah.
I don't know whether we're the only ones. I think probably America does it.
I'm not really sure. I'll just look it up anyway. Anyway, should we, what were we talking about? You talking about,
Yeah, really.
yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, and I was like, got off that point, you know, spending that amount of money, how much money it was, you know, you just got to kind of get rid of these people, you know, like Gaddafi. But, you know what happened in Egypt, right? You know,
Oh yeah.
the military, like, took power,
Yeah.
and they killed a few people. It's just, you got to kind of think, well, what's going to happen after Gaddafi? You know, I think what we should do is, just like after World War II, we should go in and, you know, not split it up like, you know, with the Berlin Wall, but just like take control until we know that someone isn't, you know, a dictator to come in.
I think we're the only ones that actually donate to Comic Relief. I couldn't find anything else.
Well, don't look up Comic Relief. Just say like, does any other country?
Yeah, that's what I typed.
National Day for.
I typed it in.
Well, that's just my point of view. Just like, you know, fucking keep asking. Oh, so annoying. I mean, I'd rather, you know, if they say it went up, and you know, say if we're actually improving lives,
Yeah.
then you know that would make me want to pay more money. But it's just like every goddamn time they keep saying, "Oh, someone dies every 5 seconds." Right? You said that about 20 years ago. Why do you still need more money? Why is it not going, you know, up?
No, that's
like,
because that's
time,
like
but
the
more
mothers.
time going.
The mothers have like every like 5 seconds.
Why? I don't understand, right? If you're about to die and you're about to, you know, bring on the AIDS,
and you're in poverty and stuff.
Yeah, why would you? You know, if I was a baby, right? No, if I was a kid their age, and you know, I've got HIV positive and I'm about to die, I'd kind of like get kind of pissed off at my mum. Like, why did you bring me in this world?
Yeah.
You know, what's the point? I've only got like 10 years of my life, and it'd be such a shitty like life because you're poor, you've got nothing, and the only thing you've got is family, and you're about to die, and it's kind of like, why did you bring me into this life?
Yeah.
I think what we should do is, I think like the best option, and it's kind of like it's not gonna happen, but best plan is just, you know, stop having babies, because
stop having babies in Africa. Well,
yeah.
no, the only reason they were getting AIDS because they're all Catholic, aren't they? And they weren't allowed to use condoms.
What the fuck?
They weren't allowed to use condoms because it was against Catholic religion, wasn't it? But now the Pope's allowed it.
Pope's a twat.
Yeah, he's allowed them to use it to stop the prevention of AIDS. Which could.
Yeah, that's my view. I mean, I'm not hating on Catholics. I don't see the point of a Pope.
What about
Really?
another hypothetical question? Is religion worth it? Sort of links to God.
You know, you saw in the, I mean, probably some viewers have seen, but it's in a Family Guy episode when, you know, Stewie and Griffin, no, not Stewie and Griffin,
Stewie and Brian.
Stewie and Brian.
They get locked in the,
No, not that one.
Oh.
The multi-universe.
Multiverse.
Yeah, and...
and then religion wasn't created,
yeah.
And it was like 1,000 years more advanced.
Yeah, and you gotta kind of think, well, that'd be so much better for life, wouldn't it? You know, there wouldn't really be any diseases. You know, well, there probably would be, but it's like, it wouldn't really, you know, we'd be more advanced.
Yeah, we'd have more cures and stuff for these diseases that are coming.
And, well, also, but there's one problem with that, right? Actually, no, there isn't. No. there is